Alright, welcome back ladies and gentlemen to the Chupacabra tutorials channel. I'm your host Larry, and today I'm going to show you how you can convert videos using the Freemake video converter, which handles videos, audios, DVDs, photos, and it can also try and download videos from over the web and convert them into something that you want. So to start out with, once it's installed, you'll see a screen that looks a lot like this, and you've got two ways of importing your videos in here so that you can start editing them and changing them. The first way is to go to File and then click on Add Video or Add Audio or whatever you want to work with, or you can just open the file wherever your videos are and you can just click and drag them right into the program and it'll load them automatically. From here you've got a couple of options. You can, if you pay for it, you can put in your own watermark, or you can do some basic editing and trimming with this other button of a scissors. Or you can just go straight to converting it into various different formats that they have available here on the bottom row. All of these are different buttons and things that you can convert these videos into. You can also burn them to a DVD, send them to a device, or what have you. There's also formats for everything from custom cons or your common consoles, common mobile devices, and also for putting up on the web. What I want to do though is I just want to find the MP4 video section right here, because that's the most common, and the original sample that I've loaded in here is actually an MOV, and you can tell if it's actually been able to properly load it in and read the file, because you'll have a clip from, or at least a still image from, your video sitting right here in this preview window. So I'm going to go ahead and click on MP4, and it's going to ask me what kind of settings I want to use now. By default, it'll just give me the options to do it, like HD 1080p 720p DVD quality, TV quality, or the same as the source. But I always check to see what kind of settings it's using when I have the ability to do so. So I'll set the frame size to 1920 x 1080. The video codec is H.264, which is the common MP4 codec. Frame rate I want to be 60, and then I want to use a custom bitrate because I know my bitrate is closer to 25,000 kilobits per second. And then for audio, standard MP4 audio is AAC with stereo, and then sample rate is 48,000 Hz, and then bitrate usually is 320. But bizarrely this goes all the way up to 576, which isn't bad, but I'm mostly used to seeing these types of video converters capping out at 512. So that's kind of different. Then I can click OK. And it's going to warn me down here if I say to remove the branding that this particular free version is only a trial version, and if you actually want to get the most out of it, you're going to end up paying like 60 for a lifetime license. They say it's on sale, but I have a feeling this is just the standard price. But I don't really care for the purposes of this tutorial, so I'm just going to roll with it. And a 527 megabytes sounds like about the right size it should be when it's done converting over, and I'm just going to hit the button to convert. And I'm just going to say, you know what? I'm fine with the logo being in there. I'm just testing this, so I'm going to continue with the logo. And then it's going to start processing and converting over the video. It shouldn't take that long. The original video is just under 3 minutes long. And it's going to once again encourage me to buy a copy of it to boost the speed. It's just going to bring up that same menu of what your options are. I can't really validate a subscription for a video converter that I'd probably only use once or twice ever. Like that's something I'd only really need like a 20 license for a lifetime, personally. So yeah, this won't take long, even with a slower speed, because it's the free version. Okay, so I've gone ahead and cut to just about the end. I can say that this probably does a much better job of processing your videos in a timely manner when you've paid for it, because this video itself is only like a little under 3 minutes long, so it should honestly only take about 3 or 4 minutes to process it. But that's kind of the experience you get when you have a purely trial version of the software. So let's see how this looks now that it is done processing. So here's the video, and let's see what it gives us. So it's got the audio. That's always good. Alright, welcome back ladies and gentlemen, because it inserted its own branding at the start of the video. It is a little out of sync, but it looks pretty crisp and you can actually make out and read most of the text and all of the stuff going on the screen still, so that's good, and the audio, despite being out of sync, does sound correct. So honestly, it's not a terrible video converter, and if you're looking for one that has got a simplistic interface like this, where like the buttons are all down here and you do all the fine-tuning and tweaking of the settings after you click on them to export, like as an MP4 or as an MPEG or whatever, then this might be exactly what you're looking for. It's about on par with the price of other video converters. It's got all of the fine-tuned settings that I personally would look for if you wanted a third-party video converter that's very straightforward and quick to use. It just depends on, do you like the way that this interface works? Do you like the price? And do you like paying for some of the features that you don't feel like you're going to use? Those tend to be the primary questions that you have to ask. And it looks like they have sales pretty regularly on the actual price if you want to try and get a deal. I find it's a pretty straightforward video editor, or not editor but converter. And it makes it really simple to just throw in a couple of videos and then process them into an MP3 or an MP4 or an MPEG or whatever. There's a bunch of different presets in here that you have to pick from, including Flash, although that's been kind of discontinued, so I don't know how long that'll stay in there. So yeah, that'll be it for this one. Ladies and gentlemen, that's been how you do video conversion with the Freemake video converter. I hope you found this video helpful, and until next time.